Welcome to Rewriting Your Reality, a video focused on hypnotic modalities to shift the belief systems that keep you captive. We will explore the journey from being subconsciously programmed to achieving quantum freedom. Get ready to dismantle everything you thought you knew about your own limitations. The mind's power is a historical fact. Franz Mesmer introduced animal magnetism in the 1700s. James Braid coined hypnotism, defining it as a focused physiological state. Crucially, before anesthesia, major surgeries were performed using this trance state, proving the mind's ability to override physical pain. My personal journey proves the mind transcends the body. A near-death experience revealed pure awareness. After being paralyzed, I reprogrammed my body through visualization and discipline. The core truth is that identity is the prison and the key. Your mind can reshape reality itself. Unmasking the global hypnotic modality. Secret societies and governments. They understood the power of the trance state long ago and weaponized it to shape societal structures from the shadows. Corporate hypnosis. Advertising and media use sophisticated neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, to obscure reality and shift your belief systems without your consent. The ultimate goal, to control the narrative, consumption, and consciousness of the masses, turning individuals into predictable units of a manufactured paradigm. They are the masters of the hypnotic modality. The first element of global hypnotic modality is authority, manufactured to establish psychological inferiority. Uniforms, robes, and controlled environments trigger unquestioning obedience. When you look up to an authority, your critical factor is lowered, accepting suggestions as absolute truth. The uniform is the first induction. The second element is translogic, a self-contained system logical only within its own framework. This creates a closed loop of reasoning. A doctrine establishes ultimate authority, turning rules into absolute truths. The paradigm acts as a perceptual filter, making external manipulation feel like internal conviction. The third element is overload, creating an intense, rapid-fire experience that bypasses the conscious mind. Techniques include sensory saturation, emotional triggers, and message overload. This forces the subject to feel something profound, anchoring the belief without rational scrutiny. The heart accepts what the head has no time to question. The grand illusion is when you become your own hypnotist. Division keeps us fighting each other, distracting us from the masters of the modality. They use filtered evidence to make you doubt your power. The ultimate control is when you self-hypnotize with their suggestions. I am not enough. This is the self-hypnosis of suffering. The quick release uses the Sedona method to clear emotional debris. Emotional baggage is just something you are holding on to. You can drop it using these 4 questions. Could I let this feeling go? Would I let this feeling go? When? Answer. Now. Repeat until you feel a tangible shift in your state. The reframe shifts meaning and reality. Change the meaning you attach to an event, and you change your emotional response. Content reframing actively searches for the positive intent or hidden benefit. Failure is just data and feedback. A block is a stepping stone. Change the question to change the destination. You are already in a trance. Self-hypnosis is choosing your own program. This is your new operating system. Use a simple countdown to enter a deep state and plant empowering beliefs into your subconscious mind. Consistent practice rewrites your core identity, dissolving suffering and manifesting the quantum you. Are you ready to take your quantum leap? This exclusive transformation package offers the book 30 Days to the Quantum You, custom video masterclasses, and a personal Zoom session for deep work. Stop fighting the illusion and start rewriting your reality today.
There we go. Greetings and salutations, and may this day be in service to you. Happy June, and welcome to Beyond the Mind. I'm your host, Talib, and I'm not here to teach you. I'm only here to remind you. And of course, always with me is my wonderfully delightful, highly intelligent, super charismatic co-host, Saffron. How you guys doing today out there in the world? I hope you guys had an amazing week. If you like, put in the chat, let me know how your week went. Did you overcome challenges this week? Did you meet new challenges this week? Did you come to deeper realizations? Or did you find something new to ponder? Whatever that is, please share. because we love to hear about it. And today's topic is, I think, a really interesting one. And I'm going to open up the lines early about this one because I feel like a lot of people would love to chime in. Today's topic is life coaching the new therapy? Has life coaching become an alternative to the average person's mind to therapy? And before we get into that beautiful topic, and we might even get in because my brother Chef here is was celebrating Juneteenth today. We were talking about some of that earlier. He was telling me about the celebrations in LA and how him and his daughter would spend this time together. So normally I like to just spend a lot of time speaking about stuff for the mind, but today, hey, we might drift a little into that because it is a day of celebration and it is a day of acknowledgement. And regardless of how some may feel or not feel, I will honor the feelings of those that mean something to me and my own feelings. And we will give a little bit maybe about that and just get into it a little bit. And we'll try to not get too controversial about it, but hey, we are uh we are like trees. So we just go where the wind blows. So if we go a little bit there, we'll go there. It's okay. We know how to come back. We know how to disassociate, to not claim the thing, but to observe the thing. And so
Mhm.
we'll be able to bring it back into the range. But Seth, how you doing today?
Oh man, I'm doing great. It's a beautiful day. I spent a little time with my daughter, and then she ran off with her friends. Yeah, summer's beginning. It's things are starting to look brighter every day. Um, how are you?
I am magnanimous.
Yeah, yeah. So, um, life coaching, right? There's a lot of there are a lot of new life coaches. There are a lot of them, and I do think that in some ways, for some people, they do replace a therapist because I think some feel like, hey, if they're doing the work, then what else do they need, right? Or if they're doing some work, what else do they need? So I think some people in that particular category may
Mm,
end up falling short. Um, because I don't think it's a lack of work. I think it's just a lack of knowing what work to do and then settling, right? Because there's always expansion. Like how you and I have conversations, I see a therapist. I see a therapist and a hypnotherapist because this is what we probably should do, right? Because we take on a lot of different energies and a lot of different personalities. So for us, we need to make sure we get things off of our chests. So in that rate, in that manner, you know, I do see people wanting to find a new way of doing things because a traditional way doesn't necessarily work for everyone anymore. Come back, see the same therapist for a while, don't necessarily make progress, find a new therapist, start all over again, make a little progress, be inconsistent. You know what I mean? It's a lot of that.
mm.
So I I'll just talk about myself personally because I think I have the most experience with me. From the moment, let me just put it like this: from the moment I start seeing this new therapist, because I wanted excuse me, y'all, excuse me, I wanted an older gentleman who was had a little bit more seniority over me, a little more maturity, and I actually found him, and he's amazing, because I remember from the point where I was seeing him, I really didn't have much direction. I was just going because my world was kind of like, shh. And I mean, not saying I was bad, but I'm just saying, and to now, man, it's like freaking 180, right? I'm not saying that that's the only reason why. I also have a hypnotherapist who I speak to quite often. Um, you know, I have a physical therapist. You know what I mean? There's levels to this, so you just don't say, "Hey, I'm good here." Then you have different levels of growth and help that you actually need to put in, or work that you need to put in. Excuse me.
Mm. I like that. That's interesting. I think one of the things I like to establish like the difference between the two because everyone has their own definition of things, and when they think about these things, they think about them from the way they're framing it from their definition, right?
Uh-huh.
So when people so for therapy is focused on mental health, emotional healing, and resolving past trauma.
Uh-huh.
Therapists are state licensed healthcare professionals qualified to diagnose and treat mental illness.
Uh-huh.
Life coaching centers on actionable goals, personal growth, and future performance. Coaches do not diagnose or treat mental health conditions,
No, they do not.
right? And also, I'd like to add into that is that life coaching is because also you don't need any certifications or license to be a life coach. If you have life experience and you survived and you're still on earth today and you could tell somebody how you still here, you are a life coach. I mean, technically, that just. But
I
once
don't want
again,
to partake in this laughing with you, but I mean,
no,
in
I'm just saying,
theory, yes. In theory, yes. Hopefully, that's
no,
to you.
no.
There are plenty that are that way. I guarantee.
Well, I'm just saying what the difference is.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And the question is it replacing therapy? And the reason I'm asking that is because are people who need actual therapy going to see life coaches?
Yes, absolutely, they are.
And are life coaches going, hey, this is out of my scope.
No.
You need to go get help. Or are they
No.
telling them to do something that may or may not be beneficial to them, depending on how well the placebo works on them, right? You know,
No.
and because of there's no regulation, it's a very fast growing market,
Mm-hmm.
right? That has no real legal regulation over it,
Mm.
right? And so does
Interesting.
that open the door for more scams? Take more people being taken advantage of? Is this a lot of the stuff we're starting to see on social media? This with these repetitive talking points and some of this, only because first of all, life coaching is beautiful.
Mm-hmm.
We've all had if you made it in this world and you can thank someone for it, then they was a life coach to you.
Mm-hmm.
It's very valuable, it's very necessary, and it's very needed, right?
Mm-hmm.
But I'm just asking if maybe we can put a little bit of a objective kind of eye on it, or subjective eye on it, and maybe step out of the framing a little bit and sort of look at where we are right now with, you know, uh, uh, the stigma that's been sort of surrounding both of these,
Mm.
right?
So let me ask you this question: Where is the stigma coming from? Is it coming from the therapist side, the psychologist side? Who is giving it this stigma?
I think the stigma is coming
Or
from social media, from various aspects of programming and the way people think when they hear hypnotist, they think that. Let me show you. Dang, I am such a stereotype right now, but it's not necessarily true.
oh, there we go.
They think
Your
this,
pendulum, huh?
right?
Love
It's
it.
a pocket watch,
Yeah, but it's working as
right?
a pendulum.
But I'm
Yeah.
just saying, right? It's the same thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like,
Excuse me. Interesting. Today was actually all right. I would like to kind of mention this because I was in Leimert Park, and I'm not quite sure. I'm sure you know what Leimert Park is, but
Mm-hmm.
for some of the viewers that don't necessarily know what Leimert Park is, Leimert Park is like the center of Black culture in Los Angeles, and they have a lot of Juneteenth things happening. And I was talking to some folks there, and they do a mental health thing monthly. And I happened to talk to someone today, and I told her that basically I'm no longer in the film business, and I'm a practicing hypnotherapist. And she was like, "Whoa, really?" She's like, we have a group, and we need it. Like, we want you there. We want you to be part of it." And I was like, "Well, what kind of group is this?" And she's like, "It's a life coaching group." I was like, "Oh," so it's kind of funny that we're talking about that tonight, and then that happened. Literally, I didn't really put things together, but I thought that was interesting that they have, and they want me to be a part of it, because obviously there's something that they would like to open up in themselves or figure out. But at the same time, I was thinking of how much studying we're doing, and how much in the nonstop, uh, you know, testing and practice, our practicum workshops, and like who do they practice against? Like
Well,
who?
it's their life experience. I mean, like now, I
Yeah, but
can't
when you
say
create a
everybody
program,
is a life coach is just given their life experience, right? Some people have other ability skills like the Silva method and Sedona and various other things, right? They and even with the EFT, right? A lot of that still falls under the category of life coaching, right? And truthfully, what we do still, though we have to, what keeps us separate from the life coaching thing is the certifications, right? The
Mhm,
fact that we follow that HIPAA guideline,
mhm,
right? And we are held accountable to those standards, right? And I think that's the one thing that really makes us different when it comes to But other than that, I don't really see us too far off from a life coach because we are only life coaches should just be dealing within the field of improving your life. And what we really work in the field of avocational, vocational, improving your work life, improving your home life, things of that nature.
making you feel better just in general.
Right. And everything else falls under that DSM-5,
Mhm.
right? So no life coach should be telling you you're a narcissist. That's a part of that's a part of borderline behavioral disorders. Y-
Mm.
They're not qualified to tell you that. And this is what I meant while I was asking about the life coaching
Oh,
stuff, because now we have a lot of people out here, here's something people are
I'm
throwing out
sorry.
terms like
You know
you're a
how many
narcissist, you're a
unqualified
sociopath,
people? How
huh?
many unqualified people have been calling people narcissists for the last 3 to 4 years, 5 years?
Right, right. This is this is my, this is the big point that I'm really making.
Oh,
You have
oh.
a large number of people out here throwing out terminology, right? And then giving out these key defining traits and not even understanding that these traits, this is not the end all to end all when diagnosing that individual. And though we've been studying and we continue to study, I'm not gonna sit here and diagnose or give you a diagnosis on a person either. Yo, Dirty Dog 64, happy Juneteenth. Thank
Oh,
you
that's
for
Dr.
joining us.
Yolande Denise. Next time we'll see you on the show, Dr. Denise.
Yes, Dr. Denise, wonderful. Thank you for joining. I want the audience to know Dr. Denise was supposed to come join us today. She was going to also give us a great take and inform on this particular topic because we love to hear even some of your thoughts, Doc, in the comments. We'll blast it across the screen because
Mhm.
and another thing is one thing we like to do too here is we like to bring voices from all dynamics, and
So let me ask you a question. Who was the first big life coach. Like, who launched life coaching? When did that actually happen? What year? Do you know?
What year did life coaches start?
Yeah, like when did it?
No,
When did
it wasn't
it
called.
might be,
A lot of terms have been redefined. You know what I mean? There was
motivational
no.
speaker? It would have been like a Tony Robbins, right? He's like he is a life coach, right? It would have been like Tony Robbins. So people saw Tony Robbins like, okay, I want to be like that guy, right? But he uses
Well,
technique and
there was
methodology.
people like Bob Proctor.
Oh yeah, Bob Proctor. Yeah, Bob Proctor. Uh-huh.
You know,
Yeah.
and the Reverend Ike.
You know,
What?
I
This
look
is
at some of
true.
these Reverend Ike stuff, man, and
Reverend
man,
Ike was the truth. Did you ever
no,
listen
man,
to this guy, man? He
no,
was
dude,
on
but he's
fire.
dropping science. He's dropping science. And you're like, yo, you're like, dude, like, everything he's saying has been legit.
It's right.
And
It's
like,
100%.
as a kid, like when I would hear like people talk about Reverend Ike, they always talk so negative about him, you know. But then when you hear him speak, you're like, wow, okay, I get it. You know, I understand. I get it. But I mean, he says he has a lot of powerful tapes that I've seen recently.
Well, here's the thing. You have to realize when you get into the whole
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole life coaching and everything like that, and you go back into that stuff, which you have to realize that came along that came along in the 1960s and 70s when they were experimenting on consciousness, things with drugs and other things. They were working on the mind. It was L. Ron Hubbard, Dianetics. Okay, go look it up.
Oh no, I definitely know about it. I know about it. Dianetics. I used to work for Survival Insurance back in 1990.
You was asking me where life coaching was starting from. I'm just giving you a
Yeah,
rundown. See, if you go
yeah.
back after him, see, then that's when they opened this whole door to consciousness, and we're all more
Mm.
than that. And that's where you had the birth of the whole conscious movement. That started in the late 80s, early 90s, 1988, and actually in 88. But moving on into 90s, this is where you get people like who? Deepak Chopra.
Come on in. Mm-hmm. So Deepak Chopra is he? I guess he would be considered a life coach, huh?
What do you
An
mean?
author,
Yes.
an author and a
Yes.
life coach. Yes,
Yes,
an
because
author
he
and a life
wasn't a
coach.
therapist.
Yeah.
Peach, we would love for you to come in and give your thoughts on this. Pete, before the show, we had a wonderful conversation with Peach because she was talking about some things, and I don't want to share her thoughts. My love for her to come in and share the thoughts. So Peach might come in and share the thoughts. We also, if Moya, if you're in the if you watching, we'd love for you to come in and share too
Let's
about
see
the
what's in
life
this
coaching
chat.
stuff and your thoughts on it.
What's in this
'Cause we had
chat?
a couple
There we
people that
go.
was supposed to be coming in, so
There.
I'll make
Mhm.
sure. Yeah, that's beautiful.
There we
All
go.
right.
So, have you ever had an experience with a life coach?
Hmm?
Have you ever had an experience with a life coach? You personally?
Me personally, no, not someone who considered themselves to be a life coach, but I've had several mentors throughout my life. But mostly primarily for me, I lived in a school for Kung Fu. My best friend went and lived in the mountain and learned some ancient martial arts and came back, and I became the
Hey.
first disciple. Hey, there she is. There she is.
So it says in the comments, Thomas Leonard is the founding father of professional life coaching.
Oh, okay.
I love it.
Okay. So what did you guys want me to talk about in reference to life coaching?
And this is why we're getting Doc to come in.
Have you ever had an experience with the life coach, Peach?
No, I haven't had a personal one-on-one, but I know some life coaches, and I
Mm-hmm.
considered becoming a life coach
Mm-hmm.
myself. You can actually get certified, even though
Mm-hmm.
you don't need the certification. But I do believe that it's going to eventually become board regulated. I'm not too sure how many years out from now, but I did see that. That kind of detoured me from doing it because I'm like, if it's going to become board regulated, I might as well wait before I waste my money.
Here it
Um,
goes. Sorry about that.
huh?
I didn't mean to interrupt you. Keep on going. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Sorry about that. Sorry about that.
No, you're fine. So basically, I think you guys said it right. I think a life coach is not designed to help you with anything that's, any kind of mental ailment or something. If you need some actual care, it's not therapy. It's actually meant to help you organize your life, whatever
Mm-hmm.
your career path is, help you, just get on the right track, sort of like a little cheerleader, a mentor. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I just, I did hear some of what y'all said about the part, would it be like, what did you say? I'm trying to find a better word. Talib said, are people getting ripped off in a sense or whatever?
Mm-hmm.
I can say yes, yes and no.
Mm,
Yes, if the person doesn't have any real life experiences, any certifications or anything, any real background, you know, if it was me and I'm going to see a life coach and I had in my mind I wanted to become a lawyer, I'm not going to a social media person to help
Mm-hmm.
me become a lawyer or a
Mm-hmm.
doctor or give me any
Mm-hmm.
direction. Where are you leading me? You don't know yourself. So if you're going to get a life coach, I would recommend you find somebody that is well versed in what you're trying to become. Um, and again, that's just, just like interviewing your therapist. Find out what that life coach's background is. What is your day career? How could you really assist me? What experiences do you have in your life?
Mm-hmm.
And actually figure out why you're going to see the said life coach.
I think it could be very good. I think you have a wonderful point. Like, let's say you was somebody who went to prison and came home and did good,
Right.
figured it out, cracked the code. Now you got a buddy who comes home. This is all new to him, right? He comes to you, hey man, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm spinning in circles. I feel like I'm sinking on the inside. And he understands exactly what he's feeling, right? This is a perfect situation right here, right? Because he can give him good, solid advice on how, because he has experience in that, you
Right.
know. I
Mm-hmm.
think he has experience in that, and he's able to share some. Now, if a guy just came home and I never, maybe I'm not the right guy to talk to him, right? But
Right.
a therapist would always be the right person to talk to
Well, I think a
in
life
that
coach is
situation,
like a
in my opinion.
companion.
In my,
Yeah,
in my
I
opinion.
agree.
Well, I can
I
read
think it's a
the
companion
definition.
tool. It's a companion tool. Like if a person's in therapy, you get through therapy, and then you go get the life coach to help you to assist in organizing your life, get you on your career path. It's sort of like a walk-in one-person career link
Excuse me.
Right.
that has more time for you versus going through the hustle and bustle of career link.
Well,
Mm,
here goes Thomas J. Leonard, born
yep.
1955 to 2003, widely considered as a father of professional coaching. He was instrumental in transforming coaching and informal practice into a recognized profession in the early 1990s. His major contributions include founded Coach U in 1992, helped establish the International Coach Federation in 1995, which became a global standard-setting body for coach credentialing. Co-founded Coachville in 2000, creating one of the largest online coaching communities of its time. Founded International Association of Coaching in 2003 and authored several influential books, including The Portable Coach, Become a Coach, and Simply Brilliant. Um, his philosophy was centered on helping people design lives that were aligned, simplified, and intentionally created rather than merely fixing the problems.
Yeah, and instead of using regular treatment through traditional therapy and peer counseling, he developed techniques focused for on forward momentum, and he believes success relies on designing the right environment, habits, conditions, so that the personal and professional growth happens naturally. Right? But this is what I was telling you. It didn't start till the late 80s and until the 90s. That didn't even
Yeah.
exist. Right? Because what we're calling life coaching is not even what he just described.
Yeah.
You know, life coaching now is manifestation. A lot of people misusing Tolle, right? And Casey and all these various people, and Neville Goddard, right? And getting people to do affirmations and journaling. Like it
I
seems like
don't know.
the life coaching stuff that I see a lot of. Right?
Oh, I know
Because like
personal
I'm
life
saying,
coaches.
there's it's categories of it, you know, just like and I was going to bring up the counter to the other part, like therapy. There's something called psychosynthesis, which is a holistic approach to psychology and therapy, right? But the only form of therapy people think about when they hear therapy is sitting down and then going, so tell me what's going on. Okay. And how did that make you feel? Right. Okay. And just to be clear, you don't like yourself. You hate the way your feet smell. And you still have to take the bus. Did I get that right? Oh, our hour is up. Look, journaling. Process those feelings. And I'll see you next week. Wait, this is what people think about when they think about therapy, though. And there are many different forms of therapy.
But one thing I can say about being, not saying that I can see that could trigger one's excitement in dealing with a life coach, because they're there to build them up. They're there to give them that adrenaline, right? That quick fucking fix that people need, which is dope. But then that crash, how does one deal with the crash? If the life, okay, let me ask this question: how many unsuccessful people do you know have had or how many people do you know that have had bad experience or unsuccessful experiences with life coaches? Do you know many?
My friends have great experiences because the life coach don't just see you that one time. They actually assist you like a therapist. They create a whole plan. They create a plan and then you go through that plan. You know what? You know SJ is a life coach.
SJ is a life coach. That's right. Big shouts to SJ and the MREG Mob and MREG over at MREG TV. You know, yes, that's right. And I did see one before. His name was Coach Giancarlo. And I saw him on YouTube and I loved his videos. And I had a session with him. Right? And it was very interesting, right? He listened to me. And his thing was about taking scripture though and turning it into affirmations and stuff. So he was turning everything around and he had me do some journaling and stuff, you know. And so I was like, okay, he's good at what he does. It's not for me per se. What I did take from it, I found very powerful, was the form of journaling he had me doing, right? Which reminded me once again, oh wow, journaling is very powerful. It really it has an effect on your mind. And then after going to HMI and being in HMI, I learned about handwriting analysis and learned that your subconscious, that writing, that ideomotor response is that subconscious response is in your handwriting. And you can learn a lot, not everything, but you can learn a lot about what's going on with an individual through their handwriting, right?
Absolutely correct.
Also, by working on your handwriting, you can also change the subconscious quirks you have through changing your handwriting.
Absolutely true.
You know, So I don't. First of all, I want to do nobody on it. I love life coaches. I wanted to bring this up because I think that it's become a very saturated thing. Nobody's really talking about it as a thing, and so it's getting sort of lost in its own shuffle. So I would like to give it some sort of shape and talk about it because we don't talk about it. We don't talk about life coaching.
I would
Is
like to
Cheyenne
actually.
Bryant one? I'm sorry.
Well,
Mm.
when she came up, it was in a very negative light. And you know what I'm saying? Well, not negative, not fair, controversial. Is that fair to say?
That's
Yes,
better. That's better.
Because
that's better.
it was more controversial. It actually brought an attention that hadn't been there. Whether it
Mhm.
was her intention or not, it brought an awareness to life coaching and therapy. And especially and the reason I bring it up is because I really I do a big part of this to help my people.
Hmm.
I learned this to be of service to my people, give them something that that is tangible that they could use. You can't keep complaining about the world, right? We can't keep
Mhm.
complaining and saying, "Oh, I know what." No, you're gonna have you do something,
Mhm.
right? And so my contribution to that has been what I'm doing with hypnosis, right? But I just found that her story or what happened with her just brought up this whole conversation about therapy and qualifications and
Mhm.
and good people versus scammers. You
Well,
know,
I think it's a great time to have this conversation because over the last since COVID, the therapy market is booming. Therapists are making more money than they've probably ever made. Like since COVID, because they can do it online, right? In terms of life coaches,
can you bring that
how
comment back up? Hold your thought. Bring that comment
Mhm.
back up. Doc made a comment. We want to get Doc's comment out there, right?
Right.
Doc said, "Life coaching is a strategic project manager for your life, focusing on goals, action, and external plans."
Mm-hmm.
And that's what Peach was saying.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's sort of like a mentor, somebody that's there for you to help instead of your closet. They're organizing your life before we get our closets organized, right?
Hey Peach, I need to do
Balance their
two or three
life.
more podcasts. Can you be my life coach for this?
Yeah, I'll be your life coach. What are you trying to do in life?
Don't get him started.
Yeah, he
Don't
been
get
mad
him
at me
started.
lately. He been mad because I've been throwing jokes.
He
He
keep,
don't like my
this is why I keep saying he emo. He keep using these words that do not contextualize what the literal thing that's happening. These inferences that go beyond the actual thing. He knows he's like, that's my one play on this guy. And now I'm developing a coat of armor to that. I'm just, I put my little invisible rose of protection in front of me. All the nonsense just get absorbed
You
into the
know
rose.
what is going on? This show has actually got laughter in it
Oh
today.
yeah, it's
Happening.
good. We need to be laughing.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
good time to
Juneteenth,
laugh.
right? We free.
Yeah, yeah. Not really, but
Not
it's good.
really.
It's
I
good to
No,
know I
feel
can
like
no,
it.
play.
that's why y'all laugh.
Yeah,
If it wasn't
yeah.
funny, you wouldn't. But
You know
Yeah.
now,
what?
I like to tell people I'm in the business of I'm in the feel
Making
good.
people feel good.
I'm in the
Yeah.
feel good business, and the feel good business means that we just
Sweating.
reframe life, and like what a life coach would assist you with doing, and reframing in your understanding of your situation. Go ahead, Pete. You was gonna say
Look,
something.
I think life coaching has a space, and I believe that it actually could work really well in the inner city. Could you imagine women in the inner city having life coaches helping them
Mm.
get out of their situations?
Mhm.
Or the men having male life coaches before they go down these crazy ass paths? I think that would be
I mean, what you just
awesome.
said right now, I think is amazing. I think because it should be a system of support. Like, just imagine how many if you wanted to get people off of welfare, right? Instead of having people monitor them, give them a life coach, someone to help
Right.
them. Like that shit, like that would
Yes.
change the game of welfare.
And that is why I wanted to become a life coach for my nonprofit for women, to go in the inner city and to grab the hands of these young women or the older ones and impart whatever little wisdom that I had. And organize women that are doing well in their life and going in and
I
saying, hey, you
mean,
don't have to be that. Let's life coach you out.
it sounds like we need to create a program, huh?
Well, I'm working on it. I can't do everything.
Man,
I'm working.
man,
But that
'cause,
was
like,
my idea. Yes, that's why I wanted to do it.
just
Well,
imagine how much
maybe Doc
the
Denise
government.
down here. We got a doctor in the house in the chat. Maybe
Yeah.
we got to get you guys talking.
to get y'all together.
Just imagine how much money they would actually save, right? You have one life coach, and I guess they have a social worker, but that's
Definitely not the same.
but you have
No.
one life coach, and they get assigned how many people? Let's say 40 people, right? Which is a lot. Everyone knows that's a lot. But yeah, that would save so much money because
That would save-
some people are going to do well. Everyone's not going to succeed, but I guarantee you, people will do well, and more people. Most people, when they have a job and they earn their own money, they don't want to not work. They don't,
They appreciate that check if they can do it. You know what I mean? Some
Right.
people don't care, but most people, they want to go earn money and have a better quality of life. So I think
That'll save
you're on to
many
something.
lives. And then you know what else? You arm the life coaches with resources. If this person, you notice that they have like some type of mental issue, then you refer. It can work together. It doesn't have to be two separate things, have like a referral system. So I see the beauty in life coaching. I just think that it needs to be more regulated because I don't want Tina 69 on YouTube life coaching me.
Yeah.
Especially when I got a whole half of 100 experience over here. Tina 69 is 22 telling me,
Yeah.
what I need to do.
Well, yeah, but like Doc said, it's a very specific thing. But as I was saying, according to the definition of it, a lot of people aren't life coaching.
Yeah.
They're doing therapy.
And that is dangerous.
Yeah, it is because they just don't know. They're not qualified to know, and that's
Because like we're saying, it's not regulated, right? They don't have, it's like it's a completely irregular, it's not really, there's no regulatory body over it. Meaning there are things like you could do to get certification in life coaching and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But the way they went after, like, let's say hypnotherapy, like they went after hypnotherapy. It was like at first like nobody could do it. We don't want nobody doing it. You know hypnotism? You better be a doctor.
See, that'll be amazing. Coupling what y'all do with life coaching after y'all get them together and then say, okay, now that we got you where you need to go, we want to refer you to Dr. Denise to help assist you further along. And then they have a full package. Like, I come to you and my whole life. Well, by the time I leave, listen, my whole life looking good.
One thing I do know.
I'm sorry. One thing I do know that Dr. J, she does have a retreat she's doing as well. So I know whenever she does come on here, I know she'll probably want to talk to y'all about that. And it's local. It's within the states. It's not far. I think it's in LA or Vegas or something like that. FYI. So.
Oh well, it is
a
far.
good friend of Chef.
That's
This
right.
is,
That's right. That's right. Far for you.
What?
Peach said it is far.
He said it's not very far. I'm thinking like, oh, is it near?
No, bro.
I know.
He's way on the West Coast. It's not far. It's not far.
So
I'll tell you, man. It's okay, man.
It's good for good laughs. Listen. The whole goal is right. Whoever watches the show, if you feel better after you watch the show, if you laughed and you feel better after this, then our job is done. And that's the beauty of the work that we do, because the work is within how you feel. It may not be the method. It may take us. We might go down a windy road, but if you feel better, isn't that really the goal? Like, really, the goal is to feel better, to feel at ease, and be at peace. Right? And that's really what we're trying to do. We're trying to help each other heal, because really a lot of people's nervous systems are absolute wreck, and everyone's just reaching for any rope that they can cling on to, any string that they can hang on to survive or get some sort of help or anything. That's why I don't really can't get mad at people who don't necessarily see a therapist or see a life coach, because they're trying something. But if it's not
Let
working,
me
that's
ask
when
you
you can
this.
kind of.
Do you think that there is, say, in our community a stigma on mental health? Or do you think our community is starting to break and sort of wake up to that?
Both. Two truths in the same statement.
It depends on the financial background. I think that people, that has more to lose,
Mm-hmm.
better socioeconomic things going on, we kind of go towards therapy because again, we trying to hold on and maintain and sustain. But I
Mm-hmm.
don't think people in the inner cities care. But they don't probably have the time or the patience or even the thought to see anyone.
I think therapy shows up differently. The barbershop, the hairstylist. The women rely on the hairstylist, men rely on the barbershop for the advice, and that's typically the inner city therapy, or grandpa or the auntie. That's who we get therapy from. We don't necessarily get it from the right folks, right?
These grandmas ain't like they used to be. And a lot of these women don't get their hair done in the hair salon, honey. They be in their kitchen with a hot comb or some weaves with some soda in. And no, as a nurse during the day, I do. Oh, that's another place the life coach need to be. I would love to be able to call a life coach and say, come on in here and coach these parents before I kill them. Because they need some serious direction and help.
Mm,
That's another space. So I can see it.
mm.
Let me
And you,
stop giving all these ideas.
no, this
Yeah,
is
you
great.
you got you got
Hey,
them.
no, don't stop. Don't stop. I'm just sitting here going, oh, okay, that's very, because I don't know if it would be best for life. This is just my, I don't know. I don't know. I would love for Doc Denise to chime in. She got a name now. Doc Denise to chime in. But I would love to know,
Also,
like, because most of my understanding, when you start talking about family or couple dynamics, it changes everything, And when you start dealing with people like that in a group setting.
mhm.
And then that's where I'm thinking, like, oh, okay.
No, not saying like a group. Because typically,
What?
because I deal with children that have severe issues like trach and vent, right? So within their homes, I think a life coach would fit in after they receive all the medical training to take care of their child. Their life is just all in disarray.
Mhm.
They
Right,
gotta
right,
kind of
okay.
normalize. I think the
Mhm.
life coach would be excellent.
Oh
As a
yeah, I can
nurse,
see
it
that.
would be great for me to say, okay, listen, your life looking like this. Let me
Mhm.
refer you to this life coach that can help you get on track because that would make my life very easy. Let me tell you, it would just relieve because essentially the nurse is function as the nurse and the life coach.
Mhm.
We go in, we assist your child, but then we kind of still have to help the parent.
Mm.
So
Mm.
it would be great for me to say, listen, I want to help you. How about, here's this resource.
Right, right. I think that would be good. I was thinking in another way.
Yeah, you probably think of in hospital, like families in that
Yeah, or
clinical
like, hey,
setting.
come on,
No,
family, we need to sit down and talk about how you upside your kids' head with cancer.
no.
Well, I
I went
mean,
too far, Peach. Too far.
Our country is recognizing the mental health issues, so I think now is almost a creative time in terms of dealing with funding in terms of mental health programs because everyone does know we have severe mental health problems in the states. So I think it is perfect time for you to get this going, Peach. I really do. I really do because it's a team. Because it's a team. You have your nurse, you have your doctor, you have your social worker, right? Then if they have a forced therapist, then they have to go see the psychiatrist or the psychologist or whatever it is they go see, and then after that they go home. and then that's it, right? They're missing that one part that they're missing, and there should be funding for that because the money, and we all know the money's there, right? But I think we just need to create it since it's evolving. You need to create the position.
Stay tuned. I'm working on something and I got a meeting on Sunday. So we're just gonna
Great.
leave it there.
All right, we'll stop talking about that. Y'all don't steal
No,
nothing here.
I don't care, but I mean, way on the West Coast, I just think it's a fabulous. I steal it. The more people that do it, the merrier. Because I think we could reach our community much better than any other race could. I think the life coaching is the key to change, especially for the women.
Is there a certain age demographic that you would say needs it the most in terms of women are concerned?
I would love to get see it gets tricky once you go under 18, but if you could capture like 18 to 21 really quick, I think that'd be good because you could kind of change their life all the way around. Because a lot of these children, like I work in the inner city, the thoughts that they have on their mind, you just like, why? Even when I go inside these settings as a nurse, I feel like I'm a therapist because I try to sit down with the children that's within the household and try to redirect. Like, no, you don't want to do that, baby. You might want to try this. Or have you ever thought about doing this? And then I'm talking to the family. Instead of you doing this, have you thought about, we got your child under control. You ever thought about going to school? Is it something you ever thought about? This is where the life coach need to come in. Because some of these parents ain't good ones.
Yeah, but it would save us so much money
overall. Like overall, I'm thinking like, yo, because you're cutting back on so many other things, right? You're cutting back on parents who need help. Typically the first thing that you notice are a child's attendance. Attendance starts getting screwed up. That's how you notice, right? And then after that, then you start noticing kids start getting into fights or start getting picked on or something like that, right? And then something drastic happens. And you're like, whoa, what's going on? Then it's like, what's going on? But it should be long before that. Right? And then I mean, you got to mix in the school counselor as well, because like you say, it's a team. It's really a team. And that life coach is the one person that can literally tie everything together. It's like the glue.
Yes. Excuse me. Yep.
That's pretty good.
I done brought another perspective to the show.
I'm sure I have. That's why we needed you. We were struggling without you. Talib looking at me like, man, if you don't talk about something different.
I don't know why you want to keep throwing me under the bus, man. It's hilarious. It's really, it's funny. It's funny to me. I must be some super mental threat to everyone I know on earth. They all just been waiting to get me. This guy is too smart. We have to get him.
No, you are pro life coach. Talib is pro life coach. Okay, yes. Dr. Denise, we could talk.
Oh, there we go. Says we need life coaches to combat this consumerism and waste our children and youth are obsessed with. Yeah. That's Dave. That's Dave is in Costa Rica, right there.
See, we got spaces for life coaches.
Yeah. Right, but and like I said, great conversation to really bring up because it's something that's really
another space.
Really
I'm just coming up with spaces.
That. They just really they prefer to go to deal with the life coach. I like to take the youth and show them that they have a superpower, and that's their own mind. And I like to do things to show them, because when people can see and actually experience something, then they accept it even more, right? And when we can provide an experience that show people what they're capable of, then I think we can also, that just helps add that extra fuel to everything, to wanting to go ahead and stick to a plan that's laid out for them, right? And to work on the self-talk, the negative self-talk that I don't know what to do, I don't know how to stop this, I don't know, a lot of people feel very out of control of themselves because they don't understand how the whole setup is working, right? So a lot of people they're just working on a program that isn't in service to them. And what we want to do is just turn that program off and turn on your birth program, that the one you were born with, you know? So I think when you just combine everything together, you have a very powerful thing that we in our community have not had for a long time, right? And it's the missing key to make a lot of programs that people put together work in the long run. Because I think a lot of people fall short of these things because of they fall prey to their own subconscious, their own unconscious mind, their own belief systems. And they're too busy trying to push against the world opposed to work on the internal world. And when we do the two things like that, and you give someone, and a lot of, I think Miss D, well, I should say Dr. D, I don't want to call her that either. Dr. Denise, she'll go ahead and chime in on what I was about to say about, when it comes to life coaching and that a lot of I find really great life coaches use what they call motivational interviewing, right? And that's what I think our community could really use, is that when we're talking to people, not telling them, leaving open-ended questions and giving them something like, what's one thing you can do that's going to set your day up for success, right? And have them come up with it and figure out what that thing is, because everybody got that thing. It might be getting up in the morning, showering. Some people jump up, want to do. We all have this thing that sets our day up for, a good day. And bringing that kind of stuff out of people and getting them to start reframing how they think, and I think is what is truly needed. It's powerful, and yeah. And I think that would be a beautiful program that has the ability to really expand upward and outward, right? Let's say it might start with, let's say, young ladies, right? But then it might expand out, right, to teenagers and young adults, and it just has so much room for growth, because most people are dealing with the same problem they had when they were like 15. The core problem is the same. So there's just so much room for growth with things like that. You was about to say something, Chef. I could see it in your.
Oh no! I was admiring. I was admiring what you were saying, brother.
What have you had? Some magical herbs? What's going on tonight?
Hey, I just feel good. Today
he's floating on a cloud.
Spirit.
He got the spirit in him. I love it though. He's doing great. He's in it. We gotta keep him here. This is where he belongs.
I ain't smiled in a while, so I'm gonna ride with it. Yeah, man.
I could be. I'm a testament to that.
Oh, okay. Okay, you might have to check on him later.
He called me. Oh, that's horrible.
You might have to check on him.
Wow.
Wow.
Something going on over there. You are.
Maybe it was that tea. That herbal tea.
Passport getaway with that fire. He's spitting that hot fire.
Super hot fire.
Hey, it's Juneteenth. Okay, we in LA. That's how we do.
Yeah. So, man, this has been okay. So we done knocked down 1 hour. We got another hour left, and we were going to do a little bit of talking about Juneteenth, or also we was going to open the lines up for people to come up and give their thoughts and feelings and opinions. Doc, you don't have to be on camera, but you're welcome to just come up and give your thoughts. and we still want to, interview you and have you come back. But if you like to come in and just say something, we'd love to have you. We really would love to hear from you. This is a place of learning and growing, and I just feel you could add so much to the conversation. Also, Moya, if you're watching, get in here. We love to get some of your thoughts and opinions on this stuff too, because I just feel like it's something that also, I did send this out to some of our fellow colleagues of HMI. So if any of you fellow colleagues at HMI are watching, you're more than welcome to come on in and give your theory of mind or your opinion on this life coaching and therapy situation. Yes.
Could let me ask you this question: Could the football coach or basketball coach be considered the life coach? As long how many athletes still talk to their favorite high school coach or their college coach on a regular. You know what I mean? Where they've developed that father, son, godfather, son, uncle, nephew relationship.
I would say maybe a little, but I think that's a good space for a life coach to be, though. See, you just finding more spaces for the life coach. The coaches get the game together, and then if the kids need more, go over there with life coach Shep. He can help you.
I mean, the NBA, man, and all these athletes, they be needing them, man, because
They need
all the
them.
stuff they get into, it would almost seem like they would be required to have that at this point because of what their investment, what the teams are investing in these younger guys. But we'll see. We'll see how much your phone rings in the next 3 to 5 years. Peach, I'm sure it's gonna be super busy.
No, y'all gonna add life coaches to y'all practice. Y'all gonna train them specifically for what y'all need them to do.
Yeah, with hypnosis and hypnotherapy, you could do sports performance. You could help enhance, because the mind, it's all images and symbols and numbers. That's how it learns. That's the language of the mind. That's why we dream. That's the mind communicating with us. That is. Oh, we got Moya. What she's. That is what good caseworker
is supposed to
do. However, until lately,
each agency is required to use evidence based on practice.
You read it. Please start from the beginning.
This is what good casework is supposed to do. However, until lately, each agency is required to use evidence-based practice, which is most used motivational interviewing.
Okay. I could agree with Moya, but I work hand in hand with caseworkers, and for the most part, they are swamped. They are overworked, and eventually they phase themselves out. I think a dedicated person like the life coach would be awesome because that is specific to them. But the caseworker, they normally just phase out. Sometimes the families, they phase out so much the families don't even know what the damn caseworker name is. And you got to catch up with them. I work with them all the time.
I think that's what she was saying, right?
Yeah.
It's what it's supposed to do, but it's not.
That's what it's not.
Because they're stretched. I think it just gets too many caseloads. So the whole but the way the system is now, it's running off of an archaic system, which means it needs to be changed and progress needs to happen, especially in the mental health side, as we well know.
Moya, what was you saying? Hey, Moya.
Everybody, I think there's like a delay in our reception. I don't know. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes, we can.
Okay. Happy Juneteenth, everybody. I wish I was on the West Coast so I could celebrate like you.
Soon as the show goes off, I'm out of here. I'm in them streets.
Hey, listen, I ain't mad at you. It's about enjoying life. But to your topic, which I think was really interesting, motivational interviewing is a great thing. And it should have been used in casework practice a long time ago. Where you were talking about, I think your idea, Peach, I think it is. How you doing, Peach? Your idea is terrific, but it's that concept is really already in place, and that's what a good caseworker is supposed to do, right? Because that's what they're supposed to help people arrange their life, even while they're in that particular agency that they're in. For me, with foster care, we had a practice that we used, and it broke things down as life coaches. So I just was adding on that casework practice is a part and supposed to use motivational interviewing to encourage people to change, right? And encouraging people to change, you give them small steps, and these are things just like a life coach does. And I was just saying that historically, casework people were hired as caseworkers, and they kind of just they didn't know what they were doing. They were kind of winging it, so to speak. But in the last, I want to say like 10 years from my observation, because I've been in this field for a long time, they've now required agencies to be more specific, and they've required agencies to get evidence-based practices, which are motivational interviewing and things, other therapies, not therapies, other casework practices such as that. So I just wanted to add that to your conversation.
I agree with you. I work with a lot of caseworkers on the medical side, but they're not as active. They come out maybe once every 6 months, and and they really uh, do virtually nothing unless you're on their back. And it's another thing, right? Why I am in favor of the life coaching is because of the trust factor. It's separate from um, the caseworker. The family would trust a separate entity outside of that.
Well, see, you
They
got to remember for me, I think, and when I interview, because I interview a lot of times for caseworkers, and what I try to do instead of just getting bodies, I really try to get people who are vested. Like, why do you like doing what you do? Because it really lies on the agency to hold those workers accountable
right.
to the work that they're doing. And you can't do something with everybody 6 months, especially if they came to you in crisis. Like, that makes no sense. So the agencies really aren't held accountable to the types of workers, because you should be in this field and doing it because it's something that you like doing with people and you
Ye-
enjoy helping people. When you find those kind of people to work in these agencies and carry these kind of things with them, it's amazing what kind of work that they can do with a lot of the people that they work with. But when you get these
mm,
people who just come in and they just want a paycheck and they're not really invested, then you end up getting people like that who, who don't come to, who don't check up on people as much as they're supposed to, and they do the bare minimum.
Yeah. I find it fascinating, especially like the caseworkers for insurance. Like, you're responsible for a whole lot of money and things that going on. Why do you show up 6 months or sometimes once a year? Like, I'm literally hounding caseworkers for things, just for basic stuff, like the basic needs that the children need or the family needs, like supplies, serious equipment. It's ridiculous. So the caseworker don't even get to the point where they're actually assisting the mom. It's more or less, okay, you got this child that's born with these disabilities. You got to get trained. Do you have a house? Check. Do it look like you can mentally handle it? Check. Now let's get you in the house and make sure you got some supplies to get you started, and then we'll check up on you months later. It's ridiculous. I don't even see these families receiving therapy. I think what you do to live would be awesome for them too, but it's nothing. It's really nothing. And I probably shouldn't be this transparent talking about my career, but it is what it is.
Well, you ain't mentioning nobody name. You ain't mentioning where it's at, what's going on. I don't know anything. Moya, what was you thinking
Hmm.
about the life? You had said something to me earlier, Moya, about life coaching.
Yeah, I think some of these, I don't know. I'm careful in what I say. I try to be.
Hmm. Hmm.
I think a lot of these life coaches that you see, unfortunately, on this social media platform, a lot of them are just like gimmicks.
Hmm.
And
Yes.
unfortunately, because they're charismatic, they speak well, and they always speak to things that that's on everybody's heart: money, relationships. These are so common. Everybody wants them, and they just have this great gift of gab. Like a car salesman. Like some people really are excellent at selling stuff. They really draw you in. You'd be ready to sell your soul just to get what they asking for. And that's unfortunately a lot of these people who are doing what's so-called job coaching. Not job coaching. I'm sorry, life coaching, and it's horrible because it starts to make it look bad, right? Because was this one that's called Coach Stormy? I don't know. She recently was almost indicted by the was it the FBI, because the way her marketing tool was was unrealistic, and she was inflating her how much she was making, right? And they felt like it was causing people to go down, like buying all her stuff, because she was saying
Yep.
you can make all these millions of dollars. But I mean,
Hmm.
people like that, like, you're not a life coach, you're like a salesman, but you're selling
Hmm.
yourself as a life coach because you're telling
Hmm.
these people how they could be better. She was the one that was talking about the low vibration food. Do you guys remember that? It went viral a couple
Hmm.
of years ago. Somebody
Yep.
had a plate and she was talking about, I would never eat that.
It's
That's
low
that look at
vibration
that.
food.
That's low vibration. And I was like, she looked like she had a nice barbecue plate. What are you talking about? And she went viral for that. So some people like that make it gimmicky and are horrible. But then you
Hmm.
have, how do you, they overshadow the other good ones.
Hmm.
Right. Needs to be
That's
more
why I wanted to do
regulation.
this show too, because that was my exact point. Like the overshadowing right now versus the people that's really out there doing good work. And the fact that,
Right.
life coaching is actually a great tool, right?
It is.
It really is. But it really right now, if you ask me, like, I'm sorry, I'm gonna say it again. But people throw this word around like it's candy, like it's literal bait for food. Narcissist, the
Oh,
sociopath.
that, that and manifesting.
Oh, oh,
Oh yeah.
let me show you
Manifesting.
how you need to manifest
And
your
if you
reality.
don't, and if you don't do it hard enough and correct enough, you ain't gonna get what you want. See, I got this $1 million.
Hmm.
Let me show you how to
Yeah.
manifest instant. Here you go. Here you go. I'm going to show you how to manifest instantly. Do
Right.
this one trick for 7 days. Write
Yeah.
this down for 7 days and get $1 million.
Yeah, yeah. So, I mean, it's these great things that they turn into something. But I think what I've learned on my own journey is that it's really works when it's you're invested in it, right? You have to
Hmm.
put in the work. And sometimes these people, they make it seem like all you got to do is meditate and say great things for a couple of times, and then it's instantly going to change. That's not. It's a lot of steps that go along with that, right? And you fall and you get up along the way, and they don't talk about those realistic things that happen. And
Hmm.
if you truly start looking at changing your life, the life coach, you'll eventually go to therapy because you'll be like, how did I fuck up all of these years? Sorry, what's I not
Hmm.
supposed to?
No, no, you're
Right?
No,
okay.
you
You're all
fine.
right. You're fine.
Hmm.
Right. And so you get to want to know some other things about yourself because you start going, wow, I could have been on this path a long time ago.
Hmm.
Right. So, I think a big part is you have to want it. You have to want it.
Yeah, yeah. I wholeheartedly agree. I think, like I always say, they use they have 3-part technique that they use. Anybody who uses it, if you use all three, you will get a follower. If you don't use all three, it will not work. But they use authority, one-upsmanship. All these people, they like, even with the real estate people, look at my house. This is my big house. He's walking through this empty house. It never dawns on you the house is empty.
Mhm.
And he walks over to these cars and he tells you that I was poor. I was homeless. I lost everything. Right. But I made a choice. I made a choice, and you can too, to change my life. Hi, my name is so-and-so, and let me tell you how I got here. And then they go into this 45-minute rant, overload, right?
Mhm.
There's your overload. And then they hit you with some doctrine, right? Shows you some fictitious, bogus data,
Mhm.
right? Explains it to you, then says to you, you want to be rich too, right? You're tired of your life being the same. Aren't you hungry? Aren't you ready? You feel it? Do you feel that? You do. So you're going to order today. Because if you don't, guess what? You're not ready. That means you don't really want to change. And I know
Sound
that's
like an
not true.
infomercial.
But that's what they do now, and that's called life coaching in some fronts.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do we blame the life hack coach, or do we blame the people for not researching and figuring out what a life coach is and what you should be looking for?
I think we blame immaturity. I think because people want the quick way. Everyone wants it quick. They want instant gratification. They want to become things fast. They want to make money fast. They don't want to do the work. They don't want to do the internal work. So
it's
what
the
we're doing,
person.
yes, we're just getting a low budget. Like you have people that just. I mean, you know what I'm saying?
think it's a lot. It's a lot accompanied with that because they said, like, he just sold me that, and if I didn't, if I wasn't where I'm at today, I wouldn't understand and stand back and say, what is it really that I want, right? Because they're really selling you their dream, right?
Mhm.
So if you don't get in contact with it is what you want, then that's why it's not going to work. Because it's really not what you want. I don't think I want your big house. And my eyes might see it, but they've brainwashed us to a lot of stuff that we don't even want. I used to always think, a house was just ultimate achievement. But there's a lot of people in life that's very successful in what they do, and they don't care to have a house.
They don't
But
own one.
society tells you you need to have a house, right?
Mhm.
So I think when you start to step back and look at things, you have to ask yourself, what is it that I want? And I don't think people do that.
I agree. So it goes back to the person.
It really does. It always comes down to the individual, right? Because like I said, these three things only work when they're all together, right? And you're unaware, right? And that's what our job is. That's what we doing. We like spreading the way. Hey, and that's why I make you play this video at the beginning of my show. I'm gonna drill that. I'm gonna drill that because that's the truth. That's reality. That's what's happening. And when you start to wake up to that, you start seeing it everywhere you're going. You start realizing, wait a minute, does any of the things I want, do I want them? Or have I been suggestible to all these other people and ideas and going, yeah, that's me. I want that. Everybody don't want to be a millionaire. Everybody doesn't need $100 million to live a comfortable life. Success is not the same for me as it is for you. That is a personal achievement. That is a personal understanding. That's between you and your awareness on what you decide the meaning you give your life. And if you achieve that meaning or not, that's what you call success. Would you agree with that?
I totally agree.
I think one of the saturations in the market is because I guess life coaches are 1 or 2 famous clients away from being a multimillionaire. Because they really need 1 or 2 really famous clients to attract other people, right?
And I
Okay.
think that's one of the saturations in the market per se, because everyone has the idea that they're going to get that one or two, but they're not going to do the work to get that one or two.
Well,
Do you see
like
that
I
being an
said, I
issue?
think what happened was there was okay, just like the rest of these people that figure out something, these really smart, cunning, charming people that have some serious deep-seated issues, someone figured out uh, uh, a format to life coaching over social media. And I see that format has been duplicated. You know, is that we got Dr. Denise in the house?
There we go.
Hey, Doc,
There
Hi,
how are you?
how are you guys? I love this so much.
Oh, we're so glad to have. I got Moya, I got Peach, I got Dr. Denise. This is turning out to be a fantastic show.
we
And I was telling Sheffrin that I
Hi,
really wanted.
Peach. How are you? How
I'm doing well. Hello, how are you?
are you? Hi,
Hello, can you hear?
Moya. How are you?
Oh, there you go.
Good evening, doctor. I'm doing just fine. How about yourself?
What's up, Seth?
Hey, it's all right. It's all right. So, what do you think? How do you think? What are your thoughts on life coaching, since this is what you do?
My feedback is kind of it's bad. It's bad.
You gotta turn your phone down.
I'm good.
You have it on speaker?
I think if she put earbuds in, that might help.
Yeah.
Okay,
She
hold
can't.
on one second.
Yeah, she can't hear us.
All right. I think I'm gonna exit stage left and I'm gonna just watch.
All right, Peach. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, look, tell you you
Peach,
can't hear him
thank
now.
you so much. You can hear me now. I saw my mute. I got my little button muted. But thank you, Peach. Thank you. First of all, for coming up here and speaking. And just so everybody know, y'all have to go. Please, please, please sign up, share Peach Entertainment. Okay. Please share the shows right now. Please share the shows.
There are multiple ones. Your show.
Oh,
Oh,
Is
right.
that
Now we
better?
go.
yeah, there you go. Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
And
We
Dr.
have a
Dr.
political
Denise, I think
show,
that is better.
Uphill Battle, your show, Beyond the Mind, my multiple shows that speak about an array of topics. I have two nonprofits. I run a LGBTQ plus show. If you're an ally or a part of the community, you like to learn, tune into that on Tuesday. It's called LGBTQ plus and Black. I'm bringing a women's show back on Wednesdays. It's going to be filled with female entrepreneurs, which is the House of Peach.
I'm not
So
sure if that's
much.
better.
Yeah, it does. It
Yes,
sounds much better.
actually, you sound much better, Dr. Denise.
Okay, but I think it's not too good on my end.
Oh,
Oh,
we can hear you. You
sound
sound great.
wonderful.
You sound great over here, though. So, you want to finish up what you were saying, Pete? Sorry about that.
No, I'm good. And if anybody on here wants to
I
run a
probably sound
show,
good for you guys,
let
but
me
it
know.
doesn't sound good on my end.
She can't hear us. I don't think she can hear us.
Oh, can
I
she
don't know if you
hear?
can hear us. You can
I
hear
think
us,
she can hear us.
Dr. Denise?
I don't think she can.
No, I don't
She
think she
gotta
can hear.
she gotta go
No.
out and come back in.
Yeah, here, let me text her.
Or
Yeah,
either
just-
say what she wants to say. We can hear her.
Yeah. I don't think she hears.
Or
don't
either
think
if
she
she
can
has
hear
her
us.
sound turned down.
Yeah.
Okay, how about this? Is that
There we
better?
go.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you sound good over here. Can you hear us?
No. Maybe okay, I'll do that.
I just sent her a text. Go out and come back in. Hopefully that works. So, 6:30, man.
It's been a real fun show. I'm so glad you came in, Peach. That was awesome. It's
Moya, you
like
still here?
people coming in and out.
This is what it's supposed to be. And this
Oh
is beautiful.
yeah,
Okay,
it
see
is.
how the lines are open if anybody else wants to come in and join us and give your thoughts and opinion. We want to thank you for joining us. This is Beyond the Mind Hypnosis. And my name is Talib with my good brother Sefrin. We're both certified master hypnotists, and we are in our second year residency at HMI. We want to give a wonderful shout out to HMI. I want to give a wonderful shout out to everybody over at HMI: Alex, Shelby, Stephanie, Cheryl, Laurel, Denise, and also to some of my awesome colleagues like my buddy Matthew and Stephanie. And who else we got? We got Sean P, Layla, and to everybody, Ash. These are just all some of our wonderful colleagues that exist out there that may or may not be watching the show. We just want to send y'all a wonderful, wonderful, wonderful happy Friday and happy Juneteenth to everyone out there. And so, hey, Chef, this has been a really great show. I've really enjoyed this. This has been a lot of fun. I think this has been an engaging conversation. And if nobody else ends up coming in or anything like that to further this conversation along, what we will do is we'll end out our show on a nice technique or something, because we always want to leave you guys with something you could take with you, practice a tangible experience that you can feel now and today, a shift that you could become aware of now or the coming days ahead, whichever you prefer. I'll let you decide. But we will have Dr. Denise on the show. Hopefully, we will have her on the show next Friday. She will be definitely our guest on the show. And we're going to highlight her and really get into what she's offering, her thoughts and feelings on some of these perspectives, and also some things you can do to make a great change in your own life.
Yeah, it'd be great. I think the cool thing about the show that happens every week is that I learn something new every week. Even participating in this show, I learn something every week, and I think that's one of the most beautiful things. Not only do I learn something, I end up smiling after I'm done with this show. So I've gained knowledge and I have fun doing it, and that's all I want. To enjoy learning in a way where it's easy and received. And that's what we do here. We just try to give you the soft landing and kind of allow you to see things for what they are. And I appreciate it. I appreciate having the opportunity to do so.
It is always a gift and an honor to be able to be of a service to humanity. And that's always a wonderful thing. And I don't know if Doc will be able to make it back in. She was having some issues with the.
I don't think she's gonna make it.
But that's okay. She's here. She's with us in spirit and in chat. She's in chat form.
So, have you seen any of the World Cup stuff? Have you seen any of the World Cup games?
Nope. No.
I'm curious to know how many of these World Cup teams are using hypnotherapists for their teams. I know the Olympic teams do that, but I was just curious to know if they actually do that for the World Cup.
Well, I mean, I wonder how many players have went and seen a hypnotist on their own.
Oh, a lot. They just don't tell their competition that they do it because they want to keep the edge. You know.
Yeah.
Seeing the picture with Mike Tyson and John Kappas was pretty interesting. Because it was like Mike Tyson in his prime. You know what I mean? I was like, oh, this is what he was doing. Okay, it's kind of awesome to see.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we
That's
do,
the hypnotist
you
he
know?
got taken to see.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it changed his life.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Mm-hmm.
and that's a great story. That's a wonderful,
Yeah.
true story.
Yeah, it is. It is. One of the cool things about sports hypnosis is allowing that person to see their hero in themselves. It's amazing. They envision their hero in themselves. Like literally, put yourself in your hero. Boom, that's you. Go out and do this as a hero would do it. That is you. You believe it's you. It's amazing. I think that's amazing. An amazing journey that a person can have. Hypnosis, activating something they didn't even know existed. It's like the power within you, right? We just have to get there together. And that's just as hypnosis and such life coaching, you have to find that spark within a person to help them bring out their own light. Because you're not doing it, but you can help assist them in doing it for themselves. And just giving them the tools to open up.
Doc
There
said,
you go.
"My apologies. I couldn't get it right. I was on the phone and then my laptop died. I will
Yeah,
most
that's
definitely be with you next Friday. Yay!"
There it is.
Thank you, Doc,
There
for
it is.
even trying. That meant so much that you even popped up in here and gave us your best shot. You know, technology right now, I think it's a little fritz for everybody. I think everybody's
Yeah,
having a little bit of internet connection.
today's a big day. Now, besides that, but on an astrological level, today is a big day. It's a change day. Today's the change. Step into the future. Beyond the mind.
Right. I was speaking more of the solar flares. There were some M class and X class solar flares that had ripped off the sun earlier this week and was projected to start hitting the Earth over the weekend. It may cause a geomagnetic storm, which we've already begun to experience, i.e., the earthquakes in the middle of the ocean that are happening right now and the ground shaking overseas. This is all because of the geomagnetic field or the magnetic field of the planet being bent by the influx of solar energy and solar particles, which that magnetic field is a protection for us. And that's how we have a Van Allen belt of radiation around us. And when giant cosmic rays come running toward the planet, it bends the magnetosphere. And some of these flares, or excuse me, particles are allowed to get into the Earth. It affects our geomagnetic sphere, and this is what creates or helps us with what they call our Coriolis, which is our weather. And when it gets disturbed, you have storms, you have heat blobs, cold blobs. Fault lines become active, volcanoes become active, people start fighting in Walmart.
In other words, catastrophe happens.
Life.
What did you say, man? I have no idea what this man said. Does anyone, do any of our viewers understand, other than him, understand what this man just said?
I think they understood me. I have faith in people. I didn't make the words up, so I'm not the only one that understood what I was saying. I didn't write it.
Oh man! Oh man! I like I said, every time I come here, I learn something new, without a doubt. So and the subject matter, like one thing I really appreciate is that we're not afraid to talk about the undiscussed. The subject matter that just never really gets openly talked about. And I think that's one of the differences between our show and like the other podcasts, is because we actually do address things that people think about, but they don't actually question. And
Yeah, if you want to experience some hypnosis too, you could come on up. Come on up here. I know you want to.
We need to start flashing that waiver. Start flashing that waiver before we do it too.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know that you got to do that.
yeah.
At least give the disclaimer, please. Do not
Run it.
operate heavy machinery. or do anything that would require your full attention.
Yeah, don't go drive a car after this, and then go.
Don't go driving the car while it's happening. Don't do that.
Yeah. Jeez. Oh man.
But it's a beautiful
Life.
day. It's been a beautiful week. It's a lot of things happening positive. That well, you know, and oh wait, we got
Your practical nature shines when care meets clarity, is what Talib said. Oh yeah, there you go.
there it is. We gotta get Doc up here, man.
And she interpreted you. She gonna team. She gonna team up. It's gonna be y'all two against me. Watch.
What? I have a partner against you? Really? Don't get me excited. I have a partner? Yay!
Yeah, she's probably laughing right now too. I guarantee she's laughing.
Good. Let's get him, Doc. I'm on your team.
Oh,
You know, and you know what? And I also want people to know that, you know, there's nothing wrong with you. You're not broken. You know, the little quirks you have, those little things, that's what makes you you. You know, the trauma you think you've experienced, the heartache, all of those things are the wonderful, wonderful things that make you you. You take those things away from you. Who are you? We're awareness. And we are just aware of that which we give our attention to. And we got Peach back. Let's go. Did she accidentally jump in here? Was that an accident?
I came on because, you know, you talk about the hypnotherapy. I'm not being hypnotized over here. But I think it's awesome. You know, people absolutely love when you tell them whether they're emo or physical and all these other things that might generate some interest for people to come on and check you out so they can learn their personality style.
Oh, that's great. Look, she want okay. Well, come on up if you want us to discover what you are. If you're a emo, are you a physical? And what do we mean when we say these things? What is that? Some people might respond and say, I'm not emotional.
and straight up emotional.
Right. But we don't mean that in that way.
That's not what we mean.
It's not meant that way.
Same. Yeah.
We're talking about your suggestibility. And your suggestibility is simply how you take information in, right? And we take information in one of two ways, right? We either take them in inferentially or we take them literally. Now, when we take suggestions inferentially, that's what we call the emo. And what I mean by this is when you, let's say when you were a child, right? Your parents said to you, boy, when I come back, that homework better be done. That's an inference, right? So the child didn't get a direct message, and maybe the child goes now, okay, well, she usually leaves. She's gonna be gone for 2 hours, so I'm gonna play the game. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna put some music on. Oh, and my cartoon come on, and that's only 30 minutes. So if I gotta do all that, and then that'll leave me 30 minutes, it'll take me 20 minutes to clean the room, to do my homework. I'll do it when she get here. Right? This is inferential, meaning when you get told something, you don't. There's. It doesn't necessarily just mean what it says. It implies something else. And now, the other side is the literal. We call this the physical. It goes like this. You probably heard this when you was a kid. Go take that trash out now. And you get up and you stop whatever you was doing. And you tied the bag up and you took the trash out. So you learn to take in information literally, right? And you might know some people like that. They don't get a joke. They never can really see past what you're saying, right? And you might know some people that don't hear what you're saying. They're always reading deeply into it, right? And when you learn what people are, then you can learn their suggestibility type, and you can learn to communicate better. You can learn to have a better relationship with these people and yourself, right? Because when we enter a relationship with another person, we enter in either as a physical or emo. And we don't understand that emo is a particular type of way, and a physical type, you start conflating this that people don't like me, or they don't care, or this guy's a bum. Because- and then we can take on all these textures without understanding. So if you like to learn what your suggestibility as well as your sexuality, come on up and join us. Thanks,
Well,
Pete. That
yeah.
was great.
Yeah, one thing about that is, hey, Dr. Denise is back. And one thing about that is that when you find out someone's sexuality, which is their characteristic, you can adjust yourself to deal with them better, because once you understand how they function, you then can take what we normally say about 10% off of whatever if you're a physical or emotional, you take that off, right? And then you kind of give them the grace of that 10%. And typically you will find a nice fair balance in your understanding and their understanding, because you actually are doing the work.
And we're all dual nature. If you are predominantly physical, that means your subdominance is emotional. And you can sometimes you can use your subdominance. You can drop that physical a little and raise that subdominance a little. So, but I want to let the doctor speak.
There we go. She's been there. We can hear you now. Can you hear us?
Yeah, I think I had you.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay, that's much better. I had too many things going on at the same time.
All right. So, are you aware of the characteristics of the physical go ahead.
No, go ahead, finish your. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say, as a life coach, are you aware of the nature that we speak
I'm
of?
gonna have to cut you off, Chef.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to cut you off. And I'm pointing. That's rude. Let me use my presidential point. There it is. That's the non-aggressive point. They teach you that.
Yes.
Dr. Denise,
Yes.
first thing I want is I would love for you to just share your thoughts on life coaching and how you see the environment right now. I'm very excited to hear that.
I actually love it all. Healing is help. I love the clinical side, and I also love I like to call it the healing side, because when you think of the clinical side, you think medicine. You automatically think prescription. I automatically think Walgreens. I liked your example, Talib, when you described going to a therapist, which is a psychologist. I've been in therapy since I was in the third grade because of my own personal trauma, being molested in the second grade by a family member for over a year. So that caused a huge trauma in my own life. So I know what that conversation is and what it feels like. So growing up like that, then subsequently being date raped freshman year in college, returning to that, you're looking for safety. You're looking for comfort. You're also looking for love. There's so much confusion, and you're trying to figure out how to separate the two because you don't know which one is love. So, everything you guys have discussed for the last hour and a half has everything to do with emotions, mindset, and clarity. Yes, those three things you spoke of, Talib, the three strategies, your clinical work, Miss Peach, suffering, your hypnosis work, all those things have to do with your nervous system and how you're going to walk forward in life. That's why I love a life coach, because you do actually have time to sit, talk to someone, get to know someone, help them with every step of the day. It's like being an alcoholic or a drug addict. They don't know what to do with every step of the day. It is a disease. Dis-ease. Motivation is an emotion. It leaves in 5 minutes. Motivation is not something that stays with you. So take out the word coach, you have the word life. And it goes up and down, and it starts the moment that you are born. So I love a counselor. I love a therapist. I don't like when people are taken advantage of. And we, since it's Juneteenth, we as African Americans have been taken advantage of since the beginning of time. So however we could put it together, y'all, to help us. So I could tell you my whole story, but I know your show is about to end in a couple of minutes.
Oh
no,
no,
we got a whole
glad you
episode.
So
came
many
on here.
steps to get to this point
We got a whole
here.
episode for you. We have a whole episode
I
for
went
you.
through so many things and experienced so many things on different levels to get to this point, to get to here, to do exactly what you all are doing, to help everybody in each sector, because it does take a village. It is the Dr. Cheyenne Bryant thing. I'm gonna be real quick about that. She's from the West Coast. She's here from LA. She paid to play. She got in where she could fit in. Social media from the beginning, from 2006 when it hit the ground running, it was a tool for white people, okay, to stay connected after college so that they could have jobs, so that they could stay connected. And that's what we used it for. And it has just taken on a whole other level where it's easy for Pepsi, Toyota, it's easy for everybody now. So with that being said, she paid to play. She was here in Los Angeles. She knew people. She got on their platform. She told them what she did. And if people paid her to get the healing that they need, they paid her. And people saw her. And so for all the therapists out there who didn't have that platform, excuse me, I understand. I get it. But you can't be mad at her. I just hate they dragged her like that. They didn't have to drag her.
They made an example out of her, but
Yeah.
but she kind of set herself up for that. She definitely
that
set
too.
herself up for that. So
She did.
you can't be out doing things wrong.
Yeah,
She didn't
that's what I'm
necessarily-
saying. If you're gonna do it,
But she didn't necessarily do anything wrong, but she kind of did. So because
Yeah.
she trademarked the
it was
doctor,
a catch
the doctor name.
22. Because if you're gonna heal people, they heal people. See, that's what
There
I'm
you
talking
go.
about.
Yes.
If you're gonna
yes.
do it right, do it right. If you're gonna
Yeah.
help somebody, help somebody.
But
This-
money
this
was
is
the
about-
motivator, which is why
Let me
she
just say this, if I
she
may,
did that.
Chef. Let me just
Well,
say, this
again, I
is the
said
end
pay
of
to
so-
play. She did what Hollywood does. If you got the money to get in, you gonna get in.
You know,
That's
like, I agree with you, Doc. You're 100% right on that. You know, at the end of the day, you know, if you ask me why it fell apart, was because it became about ego and not about rapport. This is about rapport. This is about not only a person opening up to you, but you opening up to someone else as well. You have to be able to bear yourself in front of them as well. You truly want to help, you know. And that and you know, we go and we learn these tools so we could be helpful, but at the end of the day, if we had none of these tools, we were already helpers. We're already helping people in our natural everyday life because we would listen, we would hear, and we would feel, right? And because we're disassociated from their problem, we can see beyond it.
You can see beyond that.
You
Right.
know,
So
please
at the end
continue.
of the day, they like it turns into your people don't like the Instagram stuff and all those types of things, but it is a selling market. So it's like having a commercial. So if you want your business to grow, and you want to reach a certain group of people, because you can have Instagram and LinkedIn and Facebook and reach a certain group of people. It does not have to go to uh, the group that you are not interested in, and you can make a lot of money. You really can. This it's a job, and that's what people don't seem to understand about the entertainment business. It is a job. That's a job. They go to work 9 to 5 just like everybody else. You know what I mean? So, and it's your story, and that's another reason why things sell. Like, you have to be transparent and you have to be authentic. So that's the thing about life coaching also. People come to and ask for advice from people when you are authentic. When you have actually transformed yourself, you can help others. Like, if you've never experienced anything ever in your life, how can you help someone else? Same thing with a doctor. If you didn't go to school and get your degree, how can you prescribe the medicine that your patient needs in order for them to get well?
Yeah, and
Or
even then,
or an
you have to
attorney.
do, hundreds of or many, many hours of cadaver work,
Mm-hmm.
and just, like you're saying, I agree wholeheartedly. I did my internship at a morgue on 34th and First Avenue. So
Mm-hmm. So that's the whole thing. You have to put in the work. You have to put in the work in any profession. If you work at the post office, you got to put in the work in order to get to where you want to go.
yeah, I agree, and
That's
I think a lot of it has to do with reframing how we look at things, and
Mm-hmm.
really just making new neural pathways, right? And disconnecting those old pathways, right? And putting something new in that place, and not working on changing our image, or
Mm-hmm.
trying to change the self through uh physical force, meaning one's identity is a layer of three, right? We could say
Mm-hmm.
result, action, identity, right? And most people, when they want to change or become something else, they look at the result. I want this life. I want this car. I want this home. I want this job. Then they go to
Mm-hmm.
the action. Well, I have to take these steps. And what I've always learned is when you work that way, the same list you write down to what you got to do become the same list full of reasons why you never do it.
Where you never do it.
And then the middle of that is the identity. But the
Mm-hmm.
identity is a set of beliefs that came from a drumming up of states, and those
Yeah.
states that we entered in created a chemical key code. We call them neural pathways, right? But
Mm-hmm.
you know they change, and the reason we stick with what we do is because you have like 80,000 thoughts a day, and at the end of the day, you go to sleep, you wake up the next day, and you take 90,000, 90% of that over to you the next day. You can't
Mm-hmm.
change if the mind is doing the same thing all the time. So I
No.
like to work with people to get them to use the power of the mind, which is the imagination. By the way, which was the purpose of compulsory educational schools, which was to remove the imagination from children,
Mm.
right? But our subconscious mind works through the imagination. It works through images, symbols, digital, meaning numbers, right?
Numbers.
This is how the language of the mind communicates. And when you can work with imagery and step in, and this is what NLP does a lot of, imagine that individual you want to be, right? What do they look like? What do they dress like? What do they smell like? Right? And you step into them and you embody that feeling and you lock it in and tell you to nail it in
Yeah.
in the place,
Yes.
and now but you just develop neural pathways because the mind doesn't know what's real or fake. It doesn't know the difference.
I don't. I don't. One of my things is I don't. People don't know how to just sit still and just in silence.
It's called self-reflection. A lot of people aren't ready for that.
They just, no. You don't need a TV. Turn the phone off.
Well, we're constantly being overstimulated, and that's just
Very
another
much
thing.
so.
We stay overloaded, and when you're
Yes.
overloaded, you disorganize the hibitorial system. It gets
Yeah, that's why
disorganized.
I had you guys on my phone at the same time as I had you on my laptop, which is why it wouldn't connect. You see, it's the same thing. Yeah,
And then you get triggered. That
yes.
triggering sends us into hypersuggestibility, which is
Mm-hmm.
just a fancy way of saying hypnosis, which
Mm-hmm.
grants access or bypasses the critical mind, allowing new suggestions now to get put into the subconscious mind. And that's what happens when we sit around and we have the TV going and we're looking. Did you know that they baked into television shows something now called second screen?
No, what is that?
Netflix and them are aware that while you're watching a show, about 85, 87 to 90% of the show, you'll be staring at your phone.
Mm-hmm.
So they dumb the scripts down, make them
Oh
repeat
yeah.
storylines and repeat
Mhm.
beats. So whenever you come out of watching your phone, it's very easy for you to follow along.
I'm leaving now. Mm-mm.
We're all in a state of hypnosis, giving suggestions and being like,
Yes,
brother,
yes, we are.
I don't think a lot of people even know why they're upset.
Yeah, see, that's bye. I'm leaving now. Happy Juneteenth.
Doc,
Period.
we got you for Friday though. We
I
got
know.
you for Friday.
I
Cool.
know.
We're doing a whole piece on you, Doc.
No, I'm here. I'm here for it. But see what I'm saying? Except for I was so laughing when you were laughing. I was cracking up. I was laughing so
Yeah.
hard.
Because I feel like y'all gonna team up. That's cool. I'm ready for
No,
y'all.
no, not then. Before that, earlier
Oh
when
no,
you were laughing.
I'm still ready.
No,
I'm still
no.
ready.
Not then, not then. Earlier, in the segment when you were laughing and everybody was saying they wish they were on the West Coast and you were really laughing
yeah.
really hard. Yeah, you were
Oh, yeah.
giggling. Yeah,
Yeah.
I was laughing at you.
You'll be laughing at me. I need shades like
Probably had
Talib.
the most laughter in it than we've ever had. I love it. Maybe we
Yeah,
should just
yeah.
start the whole doing this all the time.
Typically a lot more serious, but today I came with the silly. So, sometimes you got to be silly. It's all right. But
I
we're
just
gonna wind
wanted.
this down, huh?
Yes, love yourselves. Good night.
Hey Doc, where can
Take
people
care.
find you before you get out of here? You gotta tell us where they can find you at.
Home.
All right, guys, go looking for her at home.
Home. I'll
You
have
want-
everything. I'll have it for you next week.
There we go.
All
That's what's
right.
up. All right.
Thank
God
you for
bless.
dropping in.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. Well, I can't speak for him. I really appreciate it.
Right.
Wow.
Exactly. You were right. Peace out.
Take care. Love you.
Well, man, this is a good show. Beyond the Mind. Thank you, Talib, for always inviting me in and being the guest host. I much appreciate it. You dropping knowledge and always teaching myself and someone else information. It's been a beautiful thing, and I'm always grateful to be here.
Oh, thank you, brother. I'm always grateful to have you. You're such a wonderful friend. Me and this guy, we speak a lot outside of this show. We motivate each other. We hold each other accountable. And it's really good. If you get you a friend that can hold you accountable and that you can hold accountable, that won't get mad at you when you say, "Hey, what are you doing?
Mhm.
How you doing that? That's not the plan." Get someone to hold you accountable and get a friend you can hold accountable. Watch how far. You'd be surprised how far me and this guy's come since we've teamed up and become friends.
Mhm.
It has truly been an amazing experience and very helpful to not just my personal life, but as well as to my business. It's been a wonderful experience on all fronts. So if you can get you a friend that can hold you accountable, so don't get nobody that talk too much and never do nothing. Don't do that. You don't want that kind of friend. You know, you might want the friend that you might have to court a little bit to actually that's the kind of friend you want. He's like, I'm about, take care of business. That's the friend you want. But anyway, my name is Talib. I want to thank you all for joining us on this beautiful Juneteenth and Friday, the opening to the weekend, and also getting ready, opening up to the beginning of summer. So many things are beginning with this show. So I want to thank you for joining us. And just remember this, you're always right. And I know what you're going to say to me. You're wrong about that. I've been wrong. I've made mistakes. I've effed up in the past. And you know what I'm going to say to you? Aren't you right about that? So the real question becomes, people, what do you want to be right about? So ponder that this weekend. My name's Talib. That's Big Seth. We'll see you next week on Beyond the Mind. Thank you for joining us. And good night.
Great seeing you guys.
Welcome to Rewriting Your Reality, a video focused on hypnotic modalities to shift the belief systems that keep you captive. We will explore the journey from being subconsciously programmed to achieving quantum freedom. Get ready to dismantle everything you thought you knew about your own limitations. The mind's power is a historical fact. Franz Mesmer introduced animal magnetism in the 1700s. James Braid coined hypnotism, defining it as a focused physiological state. Crucially, before anesthesia, major surgeries were performed using this trance state, proving the mind's ability to override physical pain. My personal journey proves the mind transcends the body. A near-death experience revealed pure awareness. After being paralyzed, I reprogrammed my body through visualization and discipline. The core truth is that identity is the prison and the key. Your mind can reshape reality itself. Unmasking the global hypnotic modality. Secret societies and governments. They understood the power of the trance state long ago and weaponized it to shape societal structures from the shadows. Corporate hypnosis. Advertising and media use sophisticated neuro-linguistic programming, NLP, to obscure reality and shift your belief systems without your consent. The ultimate goal, to control the narrative, consumption, and consciousness of the masses, turning individuals into predictable units of a manufactured paradigm. They are the masters of the hypnotic modality. The first element of global hypnotic modality is authority, manufactured to establish psychological inferiority. Uniforms, robes, and controlled environments trigger unquestioning obedience. When you look up to an authority, your critical factor is lowered, accepting suggestions as absolute truth. The uniform is the first induction. The second element is translogic, a self-contained system logical only within its own framework. This creates a closed loop of reasoning. A doctrine establishes ultimate authority, turning rules into absolute truths. The paradigm acts as a perceptual filter, making external manipulation feel like internal conviction. The third element is overload, creating an intense, rapid-fire experience that bypasses the conscious mind. Techniques include sensory saturation, emotional triggers, and message overload. This forces the subject to feel something profound, anchoring the belief without rational scrutiny. The heart accepts what the head has no time to question. The grand illusion is when you become your own hypnotist. Division keeps us fighting each other, distracting us from the masters of the modality. They use filtered evidence to make you doubt your power. The ultimate control is when you self-hypnotize with their suggestions. I am not enough. This is the self-hypnosis of suffering. The quick release uses the Sedona method to clear emotional debris. Emotional baggage is just something you are holding on to. You can drop it using these 4 questions. Could I let this feeling go? Would I let this feeling go? When? Answer. Now. Repeat until you feel a tangible shift in your state. The reframe shifts meaning and reality. Change the meaning you attach to an event, and you change your emotional response. Content reframing actively searches for the positive intent or hidden benefit. Failure is just data and feedback. A block is a stepping stone. Change the question to change the destination. You are already in a trance. Self-hypnosis is choosing your own program. This is your new operating system. Use a simple countdown